Well, good morning, everybody. It is 11:21 a.m. on this Friday, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Scott. And today I'm going to give you a cooking lesson. Okay, I'm really not. I just have a real simple thought for you, though, today. I'm getting ready to make the kids their lunch. And of course, I have asked them to go to the toy room and be quiet so I can do my video. I'm already hearing them scream, so this could end badly. We'll see. But I'm getting ready to make their lunch, and I'm going to grab me a couple of cans of great value spaghetti and meatballs. That's right, a couple of cans. Maybe three, because I might eat a can by myself. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So they're going to have spaghetti and meatballs for lunch today. And it dawned on me how very easy this is. This isn't going to take me much time. All I got to do is open the top of the can, dump it in the pan, and heat it up. And it doesn't even have to be very hot because they don't like eating hot stuff. And so it's only going to take me a grand total of maybe 10 minutes, maybe. I could nuke it for that matter, but it's not quite as good. So anyway, yeah, they're going to have this. However, if I was perhaps a better man, which let's be very clear, I'm not. If I was a better man, I would, instead of taking the easy way out and just giving them the spaghetti and meatballs from a can, I could grab a can of sauce. This is Regano flavored with meat pasta sauce. I got it at Aldi's. I've never actually had it before. But I could have a can of sauce, heat that up, and then boil some spaghetti. I could do that the hard way, or the harder way, I should say. And that would probably take me maybe 15, 20 minutes, just waiting for the noodles to soften as they boil. So I could do it that way, but just to be clear, I'm not going to. Or I could even take it a little step further, and because I don't have all the ingredients to make my own noodles, and I don't know how, but if I made my own noodles and had these spaghetti noodles, I could cook up some ground beef and then add some tomato sauce and some tomato paste, or take it even a step further and grow my own tomatoes and then dice them up and cut them up and whatever, and do everything from scratch, which would probably take me roughly 3 or 4 days. So instead of doing all of that, I'm going to crack open a couple of cans of spaghetti and meatballs and just heat it up. Now you may be curious as to what in the living heck am I talking about? Why are we talking about spaghetti? And in watching the news, we've been talking a lot about the news lately, right? And watching the stuff that goes on and looking at how our lives just punch us in the face sometimes, it occurred to me that I'm seeing all different kinds of Christianity in revealing itself in the world today. And there seem to be anyway, and maybe there are more, but for now, it seems like there are 3 different kinds of Christians out in our society today. And I'm not sure entirely which one you are. That's the one for you to decide. But you see, you've got some people who call themselves Christians, and it's just Christians in name only. They are the spaghetti and meatballs. Now, am I making a judgment? Maybe. But I think it's a biblical one. There are some people who are a can of spaghetti and meatballs. They're Christians in name only. If people ask them, do you go to church? Yeah, I go to church sometimes. If people ask them, do you believe in God? Oh yeah, I most definitely believe in God. Do you believe in Jesus? Yeah. Are you a Christian? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I am. At least my parents were Christians. I don't know, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I guess I would call myself a Christian. And that's it. There's nothing else in their life that would give any kind of indication that they really are disciples of Christ. They're just a can of spaghetti and meatballs, the easy way. Then you've got some folks who are kind of middle of the road, medium kind of spaghetti people, where you've got the noodles in a box and you gotta heat up the sauce, but then you combine it and, well, you have spaghetti, right? Well, those are the Christians who call themselves Christians, who might go to church fairly regularly. You might even avoid certain things like smoking or drinking, or you fill in the blank. I don't go to certain places. They live by what's called an avoidance ethic. As long as I avoid certain things, then I am a good disciple of Christ. They are the meat, spaghetti, heat it up, mix it together kind of Christians. Okay? And you think, well, yeah, isn't that what a Christian is? And the problem is, no. Christians are the ones who make their own noodles and have to grow their own tomatoes, chop it into diced pieces or sauce. They add the meat, whatever. They're the ones that Paul talks about in Galatians chapter 2. In Galatians chapter 2, verse 20, this is what Paul says. I have been crucified with Christ, yet I live. But it's not me who lives. It's Christ who lives in me. And the life that I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. Now catch that. I have been crucified with Christ. Being a Christian and remembering Jesus in communion every week, and we talk about it all the time, I think to a large extent, crucifixion has lost its power. When Paul said that word, he would have had a very powerful visual. For us, here in the United States of America, I have never seen anybody crucified in person for real. And so the word has meaning really only in definition, not in any kind of real life. I've never seen it. But Paul says that children who truly belong to God have been crucified, that their old selves have been put to death, meaning who I am in Christ right now looks nothing like it did before I knew him. So if you are a can of Christian, or if you are a sauce spaghetti Christian, you're missing out on what it really means to be a Christian. It means you have to give up who you are so that God can make you to be who you need to be. And there's a difference. And if you have found that there's not a difference, then you're probably in one of the first two categories. And that needs to change. You need to be more. God has called you to be more. So are you a can of spaghetti and meatballs? Are you just mixing some ingredients, or are you starting from scratch? Have you been crucified with Christ so that it's Christ that lives out through you and not simply you calling yourself a Christian and going to church? You got to answer that question because it's an important question. For today, the cooking lesson is over. Be good.